Erev Tov, good evening. We at Congregation Shalom, a Reformed congregation located in Milwaukee, are proud to be with you again this week, providing this Jewish service of hope and healing. We believe that there are many paths to the divine. We respect and we honor our neighbors' faith traditions, and we feel honored to be able to offer you this small piece from our own Jewish tradition, together through words of prayer, meditation, story, and song in English, in Hebrew, and in Aramaic. We hope to provide you with some moments of peace and hope. We're glad that you're here with us as we begin our service.
Be holy, hear the whisper, a quiet, gentle voice. Be holy, hear the whisper that helps us make the choice to be like God. To be like God. Be holy, hear the whisper, present every day. Be holy, hear the whisper, it teaches us the way to be like God. To be like God. Be holy, hear the whisper that guides each word and deed. Be holy, hear the whisper, reminding us we need to be like God. To be like God. Be holy, hear the whisper, the warmth of love's embrace. Be holy, hear the whisper, giving us the grace to be like God. To be like God. To be like God. To be like God.
I now invite you to rise if you are able for the call to worship the Baruch Hu.
Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed. Yalai, lalai, 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 lalai,
Your world is like a puzzle, God. All of the pieces fit together. The sun lights up the earth by day, moon and stars glow at night. Icy winds make us shiver in winter, gentle winds cool us in the summer. Red and brown leaves crunch beneath us in fall. Flowers smell sweet in the spring. Awake is a time to learn and love. Asleep is a time to rest and grow. Your world is like a puzzle, God. All of the pieces fit together. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Praised are you, eternal God. You created the world and all its wonderful pieces. At this time, I invite you to close your eyes if you feel comfortable as we focus on hearing the voices of one another as we sing together the holy words of Shema Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai, Eloheinu, Adonai, Eloheinu, Adonai, Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto, Shem Kevod, Malchuto, You shall love Adonai your God with all your soul and with all of your might. Hold on tight as you go, teach them what you know. Teach them as they grow. Teach them so they know. Teach them so they know.
We think about the Israelites crossing the sea into freedom and how much awe they must have experienced in such a miraculous time. And we hope that we too can look for miracles all around us and that we can always be in search of awe and holiness as we search for all of the blessings that are in our daily lives. We pray together, Mi chamocha.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha neder b'kodesh, nora tehilot oseh felel. Who is like you? Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Moses and the children cross the sea to sing to you with songs of joy. Who is like you, Adonai? Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha neder b'kodesh, nora tehilot oseh felel.
We now invite you to rise if you are able for the heart of our prayer, the tefillah.
Adonai תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך Adonai. Open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el HaGadol Gibor v'Norah El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'koneh HaKol V'zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imaot Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem Leman Shemo B'Ahava Melech Ozer Moshiach Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayei HaKol Atah Rav Le'Oshia Mechalkel Chayim B'Chesed Mechayei HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim Somech Noflim V'Rofeh Cholim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Ahafar Michamocha Bal Gevurot Umidam Elach Melech Meimit Mechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman atalach hayod hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayeh hakol Atah kadosh V'shimcha kadosh U'kedoshim b'chol yom Yahalelucha selah Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
We take some time now as we pause for our own private prayers.
Shalom Aleinu Ve'al kol Yisrael Ve'al kol ha'amim B'chol lev u'v'chol neshama B'meru amen B'chol lev u'v'chol neshama B'meru amen. May the one who makes peace in heaven grant peace to us, to all Israel, to all the world, every heart, every soul. And let us say, Amen. Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al kol Yisrael, Ve'al kol ha'amim, B'chol lev u'v'chol neshama, B'meru amen. B'chol lev u'v'chol neshama, B'meru amen. May the words of my mouth and the prayer in my heart be heard and accepted by you, the one who is my rock and redeemer. And let us say, Amen. Shalom and let us say, let us say,
We think now of all of those in our communities who are in need of healing. We pray for them. And we pray too for all of the medical professionals for their safety and for their continued strength while they tend to those who are suffering. We sing now the Misha Berach prayer for healing.
Misha Berach Avotenu Kor HaBracha Limahotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. Let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imahotenu Mikor HaBracha Lavahotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Rabbi Ed Feinstein shares a story that's a favorite among all of the rabbis at Congregation Shalom. I'd like to share it with you tonight. Once there was a kingdom that everyone called paradise. It was called paradise not because it was any more beautiful or any richer than any other place, but because of the way that the people who lived there cared for one another. In this kingdom, if a friend needed something from a friend, someone always stepped forward to help. If a neighbor needed something from a neighbor, someone would respond cheerfully and graciously without ever asking for anything in return. If a stranger needed something, people came forward to help with hospitality, with generosity, and with kindness. All of this was thanks to the wise queen. She knew that her subjects would treat one another the way that she treated them. So she was always careful and attentive and helpful. If she couldn't help someone, she would at least listen and express her concern. At last, the queen grew old, and she appointed her son, the prince, to rule in her place when the time came. Soon, the prince assumed the throne. But the prince was not wise like his mother, nor kind, and he did not treat people the way that his mother had. The royal ministers approached the prince and declared, "Your Majesty, we have a terrible problem. There is a famine in a certain corner of the land, and the people are starving. We must do something." "They're starving?" asked the prince impatiently. "Yes, starving. They have no food for their children." "But I have plenty of food," responded the prince as he bit into an apple from the fruit bowl before him. "If they're starving, I'm sorry, but it's not my problem." "Perhaps, Your Majesty, you don't understand. People are suffering and they don't have any food. They'll die if we do nothing." "Well, I'm sorry. It's just not my problem." The ministers shook their heads in disbelief and they slowly walked away. Just then, another royal group of messengers approached the throne. "Your Majesty, we have a terrible situation. A river has become poisoned, and the people who live along its banks have no water to drink. We must help them." "No water?" "Yes, Your Majesty. The people don't have any water. The people are dying of thirst. But I have plenty of water. I'm sorry, it's just not my problem. No one in the royal court seemed to be able to move the prince. Every problem that was presented to him was met with that same bothered look in response. I'm sorry, but that's not my problem. Before long, everyone in the kingdom was acting like the prince. When a friend needed help from a friend or a neighbor needed a hand from a neighbor, the one who was beseeched would look bothered and respond, "You need help? Well, I'm sorry, but that's not my problem." And since they refused to help one another, they certainly refused to help strangers. Soon the kingdom had changed completely. It was no longer paradise. It seemed as though nobody even remembered the way that things used to be. Nobody except the old fisherman. He had a plan. The old fisherman invited the prince to join him on his boat, and to the fisherman's delight, the prince agreed. The day finally came, and the fisherman found himself sitting on his boat in the middle of the harbor, across from the prince. The fisherman asked the prince, "Are you a good swimmer?" "Why do you ask?" responded the prince. "No reason," fibbed the fisherman. They paddled a little bit more, and finally they were in the middle of the harbor. There was a moment of silence, and the fisherman reached into his bag. The prince assumed it would be for a snack, but he was shocked when the fisherman pulled out a hand drill. "What's that for?" asked the prince. "Oh, I'm going to drill a hole right here under my seat." "You're going to do what?" You're going to do what? The prince responded. "I'm going to drill a hole under my seat." "You can't do that," the prince yelled. "Of course I can," the fisherman declared. "It's my seat and I can do with it as I please." "But if you drill a hole under your seat, the whole boat will fill with water," the prince reasoned. "And if the whole boat fills with water, the boat will sink. And if the boat sinks, then we'll have to swim back to shore. And I'm not a very good swimmer, and even if I was, we are very far from shore, and it's likely that we would both drown." "That's not my problem," responded the fisherman. "What do you mean it's not your problem? We are in the same boat. Your problem is my problem, and my problem is your problem." "Aha," said the fisherman. "Now you understand." The fisherman put his drill away, and the two sailed back to the shore. The prince had learned his lesson, and he changed the way he approached the people around him. For he understood that if anyone in the kingdom had a problem, then everyone in the kingdom had a problem. Soon enough, people in the kingdom cared for one another the way that they had before when the queen ruled the land. And once again, the kingdom was paradise. It's a simple story for sure, but one with a profound message. This past week, Jews all over the world read a section of Torah of the Pentateuch known as the Holiness Code. In it, God says that God is holy and therefore we should be holy. The code, however, never really defines holiness. Rather, following that lofty statement, we find a list of commandments, many of which tell us how to live in community with one another, how to treat our family, how to treat the people we love, how to treat our neighbors. Perhaps the most central and foundational of all of the commandments found within this code is the commandment to love your neighbor as yourself. A simple commandment with profound implications. We cannot drill a hole under our seat without consequences unfolding for those around us. We understand this more acutely now, perhaps, than ever before. Many of us are tired of staying home. We want to see other people. We want to hug our loved ones. We even want to get back to work, and yet we know that our actions affect one another. And so we persist. We will show our love for our neighbors who work in essential fields or who are more vulnerable to the virus than we ourselves might be by staying home. We have an opportunity now to really live out this central teaching to love our neighbor as ourselves, because after all, we are all in the same boat. And if we treat each other's problems as our own, our community, our nation, our entire world can become paradise. We continue now with words of hope words of the Aleinu prayer.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'teit gedula, l'yotzer bereshit, shelo asan k'goya ratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam. Anachnu koreim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu v'nehemar v'yadonai lemelech al kol haaretz Bayamahu, Yeh Adonai Echad, Ushemo Echad.
If you are with us now in the presence of your family, or if you're thinking about your family or your loved ones who are in different places right now, we invite you to join us for our family prayer. So you can either, for the grown-ups, you can place your hands on your children's heads, or you can place your hands up as you think about your children or your loved ones in far-off places. And please repeat the words after me. Yisa Adonai, Panav Elecha, Vayasem lecha shalom. May God always smile upon you and grant you with God's choicest of blessings, the blessing of peace, of wholeness, of shalom. And if your children are with you, I invite any kids to place their hands on their parents' heads or on the grown-ups' heads, and please repeat after me. May God bless the love between you and me. And that blessing can be sealed with a hug and a kiss. We end our Jewish services with a prayer known as Kaddish Yatom, Mourner's Kaddish. Though within the prayer we find only praises for God and not a single mention of death. We pray this prayer with the utmost pure intention as we honor those in our own families and communities who have passed away, also calling to mind and to heart all those who have died from this terrible virus, and those who have died in order that we might be able to enjoy the privileges of safety, of freedom, and of peace. We join together now praising God's name through Kaddish Yatom. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, v'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam ulamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal Shemei dekudasha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, da'amiran b'yalma v'imru amen. Yehei Shlama Rabbah min Shemaya. V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. Adonai li v'lo ira. Adonai, our God, is with us. I shall not fear. I pray that we might feel God's presence, and each of us remain unafraid. Erev Tov. Good evening.
Adonai li v'lo ira. Adonai li v'lo ira. Adonai li v'lo ira. Adonai li Adonai.